How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. This is episode 3 of my ComputerCraft series, and today we're going to use the GPS we built last episode to tell this little guy, Tim, where to go. That's going to prove useful whenever we do our automated mining, delivery, and returning to mining program for the turtles, because they need to know where they are, where they need to go, how to get there, and then once they get there, how to get back to where they came from. So what this program does is, well, it took me a while to write because I had to refresh all of my Lua and relearn how to code essentially. But what this code does is it takes a turtle from anywhere, or well, this turtle can be anywhere within the GPS range of that satellite, we'll call it, and it will return him to this spot right here. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate my program. Let's bring him over here. Oh, I hate sheep so much. I wish there were soundproof blocks that I could put around them. That would be a really neat mod, or a really neat block. So let's put him over here. This seems good. And as long as we're not more than 100 blocks from home, it shouldn't matter. So let's put him here. Now, I don't have any coding for deciding which way he's facing. I don't know if that's possible to do. I know I could place him down. Like if I place him down facing north, I could then keep track of which way he was facing, but I don't know if he can inherently know which direction he's facing. So you have to place him north for now. Make sure there's nothing above him, so that's not going to work. I could just program him to dig out of it, but I don't want to do that. There we go. Is he good? Yeah, he looks good. So we're going to go ahead and GPS test is the name of the program, and off he goes. And he should go right in between those torches we saw. Let's watch him go. He may go too high for us to see. I think he leaves the render distance of the player. Well, there he goes. He's traveling forward. Now he's going to turn and orient himself to the right. There we go. Let's go meet him for a hero's return. He is the product of many hours of work. Now, I don't think he's going to hit the satellite. I don't think this spot is... No, it's off to the side, so he's going to go over it, probably. I hope he doesn't hit it. Okay, no. Whew, that was close. He almost ran into it. So here he comes. He's coming down. Come on, buddy. Bring it home. And you'll know that he has decided to stop here, because if he was trying to go through the floor, he would be stuck, and there would be nothing on his screen. But you'll see there'll be a cursor waiting for commands when we open this up. Blinking cursor. There we go. So that's the GPS program that I've written. Let's move away from these sheep, and I'll explain how it works. Let's actually go to sleep first. I've been trying to stay in the habit of sleeping at night by paying attention to my minimap, because it's messing up my my farms by just running them at night, because nothing grows. So let's look at this program. The program is called GPS test, so we're going to go ahead and edit GPS test. And the program starts off by opening the modem, which is rednet.open right, and then it saves his GPS coordinates from the gps.locate API to the variables x, y, and z. Then it sets the variable named up distance to 50, and then it repeats turtle.up, subtracting 1 from up distance until up distance is 0. What this chunk of the program does is it makes him go up 50 blocks. That's it. That's just to get over any terrain that he would have to cross. You could set that to 100, you could set it to whatever. Just to be careful that he doesn't hit the skybox, because he can, I don't know how high it is, 240, 2 something I think. But as long as he doesn't go higher than that, you should be okay. But you could have him go to a set height. I could say, hey, go to 150 blocks. Boom. But I didn't write it that way just because I didn't think about it. But that's almost irrelevant, because really, when he's down there in the mines, he'll only have to go up 1 block, and that'll just be to get over torches and stuff. But then he takes his Z variable, which is one of his planes, and it says, if it's greater than 1096, which is the Z coordinate of the spot I wanted him to land in, then he creates a new variable called Z distance, and that's Z minus the 1096. So this just tells him how far he's going to have to go in the Z direction. Then after that, he goes forward until the distance z is 0. There's another function here that says if z is less than 1096, he still does what he did earlier, z distance equals z minus 1096, but it comes out to a negative number. So first he multiplies that number by -1 to make it a positive number, and then he turns around. So now he's going in the z distance in the opposite direction, so he's going the right way. And then he does that until z distance is 0, and then he turns back around so he's facing his original orientation. That's what that turning around in the air was. That wasn't him messing up, that was him turning to the left to start going in the z direction, but then he realized that the z direction he needed to go in was behind him. So he turned around and then started going. Then we have him turn to the left. That's what he did up there. Oh, the turnaround was actually in the x direction because he had a negative x distance to travel. So he turned left, and then he does the exact same thing for the x distance. And then he sets his y to be y plus 50, because that's to account for the 50 blocks he went up earlier. You would change that. If you went off of the y coordinate the GPS locate function gave you, it would be different. You could code that differently, but I have it set to his y coordinate from the GPS plus 50 to figure out his new height, and then that distance is what the distance he needs to go back down is his current height, which is y, minus the 68, because 68 is the y level that I wanted him to land at. And then he repeats, go down, subtracting 1 from y distance until y distance is 0. That's really the whole program. It's super simple. It can be used anywhere, really. And with a chunk loader turtle, you could have him go across the world. And he would go to the spot that you want, and you could really have it set to go, I don't know, 150y, and there'd be no danger of him running into anything. You would just have to organize your satellites and make sure they were below or above that, and you would have essentially this layer of turtle travel. That's really the whole program, and that's really the whole idea behind GPS location and GPS travel, and this is going to be the foundation for what we are going to do downstairs in the mines. And I'll put this up on Pastebin so you can copy it. I find the best way to learn code is to either A, trudge through learning it yourself and just try and bash your face against code until it works, trying to get all the bugs out. But another good way to learn is to take someone else's code and try and reverse engineer it. Try and pick it apart. Try and figure out what makes it tick. I just explained all of it to you, but you can take pieces of those code and you can arrange them differently. You can take parts out, you can add to it one line at a time, because you know that code works. So if you add a line and it suddenly doesn't work, you know your line of code is the line that messed up the coding. So I'm going to take a quick cut. I'm going to do some more stuff off camera to prep for the rest of the episode, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Welcome back, guys. Finished all my code. It's actually been about 4 days since I've recorded the first bit and I recorded the second bit. You might be wondering why there hasn't been any Minecraft in a while. I had a very, very sore throat. It felt like there was glass in my throat. So talking in a fashion that is recordable and not in a quiet little whisper voice was quite painful. So I couldn't narrate this episode properly with my voice all messed up. So yeah, I feel better now. And I've done a lot of work on this. I have my GPS up here like I've showed you last time, but what I didn't show you, is what I've been busy writing. AaronDMorgan's GPS mining turtle program. Right now it's not very user-friendly, it's very manual. You have to go into the code and change the values, but in the future I would like to change that so you guys can use it. But before I do that, I have to remember how to use the local arguments and stuff like that. But let's just go down. I have the GPS functions, blah, blah, blah. Look, I just want to scroll down so you can see how much coding it took to get this program to work. All this code. I think I hit almost 300 lines of code. And I created all my functions and did everything. I'm just going to kind of give you a general overview of how I got it to work. This is the script. Everything above this is creating functions. For those of you who don't know, you can create a function like item dump. I made, by typing function and then item dump, open paren, close paren, everything from that to the word end will be saved as a function called item dump. So then I can reference item dump and it'll execute this entire command. So I don't have to keep typing all this stuff out, because that's a pretty long command to get him to dump his entire inventory. So I can just type item dump and he'll do it all as many times as I need him to. So the main script Oh, and if you see these two dashes and stuff, that's comments. Anything after 2 dashes is omitted from the program when it's being run, so you can add comments. So rednet.openWrite, that opens the modem. Then he finds his location and saves it as X, Y, and Z, and he saves it as X start, Y start, and Z start. This is because I have to reference the location when I'm coming back to this position, and I have to reference the location when I'm going to the chest. So the next is tunnel. My tunnel command is, right now it's set to 2 blocks. He just mines forward 2 or 3 blocks. And then he goes through the GPS commands to go back to the chest, item dumps, and then he sets his new XYZ, and then he goes back where he was. And then turtle forward, forward, forward is how he moves over to the next set of blocks. So let's get out of this. Let's run the GPS mine function. There he goes. He's just gonna mine his little blocks. Man, I need to eat some soup or something. My throat still kind of hurts. But I couldn't keep you guys waiting too much longer. There's some redstone. There we go. And now he's gonna go... I think that's the last one he does. Unless I change the code. I'll probably change the code. Hold on. I don't want you guys to sit around here all day. Oops. He has to be placed not there, but here. I think I changed the tunnel command to go the full 75. So let's go find the tunnel command. Aha. Yeah, I set it to 75. So let's set it to 3 for now. Let's do it again. There we go. I set it to its default distance. I'm also probably going to program something in here that makes him dump all cobblestone, because the first block he gets is normally cobblestone, and when his inventory when his last square fills up, oh, there he goes. He would have mined, and there he is going to the chest, and then he's going to drop everything he has in the chest. Bloop, 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 bloop. But he doesn't have anything, and now he's going to go back. He's finding his way, and he's going to go right here. And then he could start mining again. I could set it to loop simply by doing a shell run. So if we go to edit, GPS mine, I'm actually going to do that. Let's go down to the bottom of the code. And this code will be up on Pastebin for you guys to pick apart and play with. And I'll put a link in the description. Alright, so after we do that, we're going to add shell.run GPS mine. Oops. There, easy peasy. And then he'll run the command again, and then he'll do it all. And run the command again, and do it all. So let's make sure this works. GPS mine. Oh, that's a creeper. Let's take care of him. There we go. And you'll get to see him put all that stuff in the chest, because he actually has rocks now. Another thing I'm going to have to set up is I'm going to have to set up a turtle resupply station to keep giving him torches and stuff like that. Okay, now he's coming to the chest. Boop. He put the cobblestone in the chest. He saw it went from 27 to 32. Now he's going to go back, and he should do it again. Get out of here, creeper. I probably should have done it 2 instead of 3. It's kind of taking a little while. But it's the price of progress. Let's go grab this stuff. Oh no. Oh no. I can't see anything. Oh well. Come on, little guy. I'm wondering... I hope it's not like a nested function that's going to crash when he tries to run shell GPS mine while he's already in GPS mine, but it shouldn't. It should be fine. Oh my god, so many creepers. Go away. And I could easily set this up to be an ender chest and have it pumped into my sorting system, so that's what the future plans for this thing. Okay, now he's going to land, and is he going to do it? Oh yes, and now he would just, if I would have set it for 75, he would just go to town, mining all the way down until he got out of range of this GPS. In which case I could have him send, I can program an if GPS null, if GPS nil, then he would, I could have him come this way 20 blocks and check again. And if he still can't find the GPS, come this way 20 blocks and check again. And then I could have him come park over by the chest. Oh my god, my dryer is so loud. Sorry. But like I was saying, I could have him have like a safety function where if he gets out of range of the GPS, he comes this way, goes 20 blocks and checks again. And then once he has GPS again, once he started that safety function, that means he's too far to keep mining. So he would come over here and just kind of sit on the chest or sit next to it. And then he could send a message or do whatever he needs to do. We could work that out, but he's just going to keep going to town. But we're going to stop him because I don't want him to do that. But you get the general idea. The code's pretty simple. It just took some finagling to get to work properly. But you're more than welcome to use it. There's just a couple specifics you have to follow. The turtle has to be facing north. It has to be set up exactly like you see here. Like that. See how there's the wall's there, he's here. And he will always come right here to the side of the chest. So if you set it up like this, you can move it around how you like if you know how to code with the turtles. You just have to change the values, how far he goes and stuff like that. Because I have him set to come to this GPS coordinate right here. You can change that and customize it how you like. But I think that's a pretty good milestone for us. Some automated mining that's with the turtles, because I really like the GPS turtles. They're really useful. Oh, I didn't show you. I built some chunk loaders. Spot loaders, actually. You can separate the chunk loader into spot loaders, and you can use the spot loaders with the wireless modems to make chunk loaders. So it's a lot cheaper to get the chunk loaders, the what do you call them? These things, the chunk loader modules for the turtles. It's a lot cheaper to use the spot loaders than it is to use the chunk loaders because you can get more spot loaders for the same price. So you just take a chunk loader and surround it with ender pearls and you get 10. So, but yeah, that's all the time I have for today, guys. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Aaron, and we'll see you next time.